It is 7 o'clock, and I'm going to call this meeting of the Chiillicothe City Council to order. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, council members, city officials. Welcome to the December 22, 2025 regular city council meeting. We're meeting at 26 South Paint Street, Chiillicothe, Ohio, and I would ask the clerk to call the roll.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Bennett.
Here.
Payne.
Here.
McCourt.
Here.
Barnes.
Here.
McKeever.
Here.
Dement.
Here.
Preston.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
Creed.
Mr. Creed informed me that he was under the weather and would not be in attendance today. Is there a motion to excuse him? Motion by Ms. Payne, second by Mr. Dement, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Mr. Creed is excused. Would Mr. McKeever lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? At this time, I would ask for a motion to amend the agenda to add the cybersecurity policy that was distributed earlier to everyone. Just so everyone in the audience understands, the Attorney General's office is requiring this to be passed, but it has to be private, so we have to pass it publicly, but the actual policy has to remain private because it relates to cybersecurity. So it's been distributed. Everybody's had a chance to look at it. And I would just like to amend the agenda so that we can add it as the final item on the agenda this evening. Motion by Ms. Bennett. Is there a second? Mr. McKeever, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
The agenda is amended, and now we'll move to the minutes from the December 10, 2025 rescheduled regular meeting. Those have been distributed. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes? Ms. Dunn, motion, and second by Mr. McQuirt, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Minutes are approved. Now we'll move to reports of committees. Development Committee, Mr. Dement.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Development has two items on tonight's agenda. Item number one, which is a third read of an ordinance amending section 35302 of the codified ordinances of the city of Chiillicothe regarding metered and unmetered parking zones, municipal parking lots, enforcement hours, installation of meters, and allocation of parking spaces for law enforcement with implementation contingent upon budget availability. And then we also have item number three, which is the second read of an ordinance establishing a maximum of 14 10-minute parking spaces in downtown Chiillicothe, authorizing signage and enforcement, and providing for periodic review and adjustment. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Engineering Committee, Ms. Dunn.
We have nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance and Technology Committee, Mr. Creed is not here this evening. Is there someone who's going to make the report for him?
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Yes, I'd like to give Mr. Creed's report. Finance does have 4 items on the agenda tonight. The first item being number 4, an ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and expenditures of the city of Chiillicothe, state of Ohio during the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2026. Second item is number 5, an ordinance appropriating funds for the purpose of making payroll, fringes, and pensions for the remainder of the 2025 and declaring an emergency. And at the appropriate time, I would like to ask to waive the three-read rule on that item. Item number 6 is also finance, and it's a resolution authorizing the submission of the electors of the city of Chiillicothe, Ohio, of a 0.2% municipal income tax levy dedicated to the maintenance of paving and street construction for a period of 10 years. Finance also has number 7 on the agenda, and it's an ordinance removing unnecessary appropriations from the books of the city of Chiillicothe for various funds and declaring an emergency. And I would also, at the appropriate time, like to waive the three-read rule on that item as well. This concludes Mr. Creed's report. Thank you.
Thank you. Human Resources Committee, Ms. Payne.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. I do have one item on the agenda tonight, and it's an ordinance establishing a salary range for the city arborist position. And at the appropriate time, I would like to ask to waive the three-read rule on that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Parks and Rec Committee, Mr. Barnes.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. I have nothing new to report. Thanks.
Thank you. Safety Service Committee, Ms. Preston.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Safety Services has 2 items on the agenda this evening. The first is a third reading of a resolution authorizing the Chiillicothe Fire Department to apply for a safe haven baby box at Chiillicothe Fire Station Number 1, affirming the city's support for the project, providing that all acquisition and installation costs shall be funded through private donations from community organizations and individuals. And then the second item on the agenda is item number 8, and it's an ordinance amending section 121.14 of the codified ordinances of the city of Chiillicothe to update the fire safety inspection fees. And I have nothing else to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Utilities Committee, Mr. McKeever.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Utilities has nothing on the agenda for tonight and nothing to report.
Thank you. City Services Committee, Mr. McQuirt.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. City Services has nothing on the agenda or nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Affairs, Ms. Bennett.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. We have nothing on the agenda and nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll now move to reports of the city officials. Mayor Feeney.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. I'm keep my remarks brief tonight. I just want to thank everybody who's involved in the symphony, Columbus Symphony performance 2 Sundays ago. As of 8:54, we were at a level 3. Our service crews did a fantastic job with the roads through the night, and that next day got us down to a level 2 thanks to the sheriff at 8:55 in the morning. The symphony left promptly at 9 o'clock to come down, and it was a great event. If you haven't been before, I highly encourage anybody to take advantage of the opportunity next year. But I want to thank Rotary in particular, Chiillicothe Ross Community Foundation, and Ohio University Chiillicothe for that special event that has become sort of a signature thing for Chiillicothe every year. And I'll wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays this week. That's it for me.
Thank you. Auditor Spetnagel.
I have several items on the agenda tonight. Item number 4 is the 2026 budget. And then item number 5, which is appropriating money to make payroll and fringes for the remainder of the year. And then item, which I'm going to ask, well, they're asking to waive the 3-read rule on that. So that would be good. And then number 7, an ordinance removing unnecessary appropriations from the books. That's something that we do annual as well. And then we need to waive the 3-read rule on that. You should have received, anyone on council should have received the November financial statements along with the credit card report. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Now we'll go to the law director.
That's actually Anna, of course. My name's Andy Anastasi. I'm here on the office's behalf. Well, nothing's slowing down. We have a lot of work we're doing on both the civil and the criminal ends. We have lots of inquiries as far as charges. as far as possibility for charges and recommendations. So I tend to work on those and go over those with Anna, and we see what we come up with. Consulting on that, consulting on certain policies of how to proceed on expungements, things like that. We also get inquiries and require responses, whether it's in court or otherwise on the civil end. And of course, Ms. Bivens works on that with Anna. And then we work together to approve some sort of way of proceeding. So on both ends, that's coming through as far as, well, there's just simply a lot of those things going on. And so we're all just sort of working together and involving each of our expertise. And then we decide, along with Anna, how to proceed. And that's what's been going on.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to audience participation. Any person wishing to address the council must first provide his or her name and address. Comments shall be limited to 5 minutes. I'll give you a warning when there's 1 minute remaining.
Peter Weezar, 840 East Main Street. Glad to see y'all decided to show up today. Thank you for making time during the holidays and various parties to make it. Just over a month and a half ago, we had elections where y'all said you'd be focused on Chiillicothe and our community. Now we see that might not have been the complete truth. Having watched the last meeting, I'm aware why the original meeting I attended was so sparsely populated. What happens to an employee at Lowe's when they don't show up to work? Do they get the pay for that day? They get to decide that? Did y'all decide whether you're getting paid for your party? Why do we hold the cashier to a higher standard than we hold y'all? Now, you may say this is divisive language, but when did it become divisive to expect the leaders who have, put commitment in and said that they're going to be here for us to show up? I was here. 3 of you guys were. I think there was mention last time of Gunner and his attendance, and I got to just wonder, why aren't you guys collaborating and working together to get meeting notices out to people? I think 24 hours with someone who has a job might be just a little unfair to the person when they have appointments they have to make for customers. And it seems like something that y'all should work together to make sure that you show up or let us know you're not going to be here, or let your fellow council members know whether or not you're going to have a meeting, maybe a day before he has to go do something. Now, I'm an adult that has a job that I just can't skip for parties. I have a busy life and I'm up at 4:30 a.m. every morning. I made time to show up. Y'all get paid. You weren't here. Do you think that might have been a detail you guys should have discussed? Maybe made plans around, maybe told whoever you were seeing that night, we can't make it, or you might have to reschedule? Because you're supposed to be here for the community, not for some candidate who hasn't even been through the primary, right? Y'all aren't DC bigwigs that can just decide that they want to go to a party. You're supposed to be our neighbors. You're supposed to be the people we entrusted with the community. And you went to a party and we got to see the Facebook pictures of you rubbing shoulders with rubbing elbows with Vivek. That's really respectful. Appreciate that. After I'm speaking here, I don't want to hear about whataboutisms. I don't want to hear Democrats did this, Republicans did that. Doesn't bother me. You guys are supposed to be better because you guys got elected and you want to get reelected. So I'd love to hear about what you guys are going to do to make sure that everybody can attend and to make sure that you're going to tell the community and not on someone's Facebook, because that doesn't count. It was still up on your website. That's why I knew to come in that Monday. All that being said, I came in the original day to tell you guys that the intersection at Cutright and East Main could use a crosswalk indicator on the north side of the intersections, as is a T intersection, and it's at a school. People don't need to guess or try to see what the light's doing in order to cross. Thank you for your time, and do better for our community.
If there's no additional audience participation, we'll now move to old business. Is there any old business to come before council? Hearing none, we'll move to petitions and correspondence.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. I've not received anything.
Is there any new business to come before council? The one thing I would raise is by ordinance, our next meeting is scheduled to be at 6 o'clock on the first day that the Chiillicothe Municipal Court is open for business, which happens to be January 2nd. That's a Friday, but it's by ordinance, and we didn't get around to changing the ordinance. So our next meeting will be at 6 o'clock on January 2nd here at the council chambers. And at that point, we'll certainly be handling the appointment of a President Pro Tem, because we will have been sworn in on the 31st. And so there'll be a few procedural issues that will be addressed, and then whatever other issues that may come before council. But I just want to let everybody know that there will be that meeting on January 2nd at 6 p.m. And I know there are some conflicts for people, and I understand that, because this is something that only comes up every 2 years once there's been a new council appointed or elected, excuse me. And so we'll deal with that, and hopefully within the next 2 years, for whoever's on council after that, we'll correct that so that we're not doing it at such an odd time. But that's the next meeting, and I wanted everybody to know that so that everybody would have clear notice of when that would be. With that, if there's no other new business, we'll move to the reading of ordinances and resolutions.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. This evening we have 10 items on our agenda. Item number 1 is the third reading of an ordinance amending section 353.02 of the codified ordinances of the City of Chiillicothe, Ohio, regarding metered and unmetered parking zones, municipal parking lots, enforcement hours, installation of meters, and allocation of parking spaces for law enforcement, with implementation contingent upon budget availability.
The clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. Next resolution.
Item number 2 is the third reading of a resolution authorizing the Chiillicothe Fire Department to apply for a safe haven baby box at Chiillicothe Fire Station number 1, affirming the city's support for the project, providing that all acquisition and installation costs shall be funded through private donations from community organizations and individuals.
The clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Next ordinance.
Item number 3 is the second reading of an ordinance establishing a maximum of 14 10-minute parking spaces in downtown Chiillicothe, authorizing signage and enforcement, and providing for periodic review and adjustment.
The ordinance will move to the next agenda. The next ordinance.
Item number 4 is the second reading of an ordinance to make appropriation for current expenses and expenditures of the City of Chiillicothe, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2026 and ending December 31, 2026.
The ordinance will move to the next agenda. The next ordinance.
Item number 5 is the first reading of an ordinance appropriating funds for the purpose of making payroll, fringe, and pensions for the remainder of 2025 and declaring an emergency.
President Shoemaker,
Ms. Payne.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the 3-read rule on this item.
Second by Ms. Preston. And the clerk will call the roll on the waiver of the 3-read rule.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
The three-read rule is waived. The clerk will call the roll relative to the ordinance.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. Next resolution.
Item number 6 is the first reading of a resolution authorizing the submission to the electors of the City of Chiillicothe, Ohio, of a 0.2% municipal income tax levy dedicated to the maintenance of paving and street construction for a period of 10 years, and directing the Clerk of Council to file necessary documents with the Ross County Board of Elections for placement on the May 5th, 2026 ballot.
The resolution will move to the next agenda, the next ordinance.
Item number 7 is the first reading of an ordinance removing unnecessary appropriations from the books of the City of Chiillicothe for various funds and declaring an emergency.
President Shoemaker,
Ms. Payne,
I'd like to make a motion to waive the three-read rule on this item as well.
second by Ms. Dunn, and the clerk will call the roll relative to the waiver of the three-read rule.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
The three-read rule is waived. The clerk will call the roll relative to the ordinance.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. The next ordinance.
Item number 8 is the first reading of an ordinance amending section 121.14 of the codified ordinances of the City of Chiillicothe to update fire safety inspection fees.
Ordinance will move to the next agenda, the next ordinance.
Item number 9 is the first reading of an ordinance establishing a salary range for the city arborist position, amending ordinance 24-24, establishing rates of pay and other economic benefits for classified, non-classified, and management level employees of the City of Chiillicothe to incorporate said salary range, and to accept and appropriate the Inflation Reduction Act grant funds received through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, and declaring an emergency.
President Shoemaker,
Ms. Payne,
I'd like to make a motion to waive the three-read rule on this item as well.
second by Mr. McQuirt. The clerk will call the roll relative to the waiver of the three-read rule.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
The three-read rule is waived. The clerk will call the roll relative to the ordinance.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. The next ordinance.
Item number 10 is the first reading of a resolution adopting a cybersecurity policy for the City of Chiillicothe to comply with applicable state of Ohio requirements and information security standards, and declaring an emergency.
Because this is our last meeting of the year, we're going to need to waive the three-read rule if that is the pleasure of the council.
I'd like to make a motion to
Okay,
waive.
motion by Ms. Dunn, second by Ms. Preston, and the clerk will call the roll relative to the waiver of the three-read rule.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston, Dunn,
Yes.
The three-read rule is waived, and the clerk will call the roll relative to the ordinance.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever, Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
The ordinance is adopted, and I will echo what the mayor said about wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I hope everybody has safe travels, and just take care of all of our friends out there, although the cold weather seems to be going away for a while and maybe coming back later, but that's important. So I will accept a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Dement, second by Ms. Payne, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you.